G'day and welcome to my garage.
Well, the drive pulley broke in three places, or broke into three pieces I should say. I've glued them together and I've looked on the net. I can get them out of Hong Kong, but it's 2-3 weeks away. I don't know whether I'm going to wait that long. So, what's the plan? The plan is, I've cut a 10 or 11 millimetre, it's about 11 I think. If I put my glasses on I can see something. Yeah, it's 11 millimetres. That's 10 millimetres, they're 11 millimetres deep, thick, and that's 10. Not to worry. The extra millimetre won't be a problem. So, and they're just sawn finishes. So, my plan is to find the centre of the disc, drill a 10 millimetre hole roughly in the centre, fit a piece of M10 all thread, bolt that pulley to the disc nice and firm, and then with the drill come in and drill all 31 positions. Once that's done, unbolt this, take it off, bolt it up nice and tight so I can fit it into a collet chuck. Then I go to my milling machine. If you remember recently, I did the universal compound slide for the mill, which turned the mill into a pseudo lathe, which is good because I don't have a lathe. This is the main drive gear. So that's the plan. I can then fit the blank into the milling machine and turn down the outside diameter, which is 66 I think, down to the diameter of this one, which is 45.5, and that will expose all the drill holes, and then I'll have to go around every 31 holes and just file them, take any sharp edges off them, give them a little bit of angle on the lead, and the same angle on the trailing edge. Anyhow, it's a tooth belt. It'll still work with a little bit of inaccuracy. Won't be too bad actually. Won't be too bad. All I have to do is remember to stop the drill press before I find the location. If the drill's still turning and I'm trying to wiggle this into the position for drilling, it could take some plastic out of the teeth, and then I've got a tooth in the wrong place. So that's the main thing to be careful of. I'll have a look at that tomorrow. It is now tea time. Alright, the lathe is broken. The reason it broke is the drive gear on the motor. It has a little plate on the outside, and if you can see that, it's got a chamfer there, and this one of these one of the screws in here came loose, and the plate moved, the screw went with it and jammed between this plate, hence the mark there, and the cast iron housing of the lathe. Bang, that was it. The motor couldn't turn, hence the humming noise. I suppose, yeah, I don't know exactly, but I suppose the momentum of what was in the chuck kept going, and it was either strip a belt or break the pulley. This machine decided to break the pulley, which is good because I can't make another belt, but somewhere I have another belt. I don't know where, but inside the house. So maybe that would have been a better option. But anyhow, not to worry. Three pieces this broke. But there's a key there. Oh, that means I've got to file a keyway into the new blank. I should have a file small enough, I'm pretty sure. There's a square file. Oh, perfect size. Perfect size. Anyhow, I will bring you along for the ride. Catch you later. I need a 4mm keyway in this pulley blank. So I'm set up now. I've got a 4mm end mill in there. It's set up centre position. 2mm of the cutter will take its bite. So let's just push it through. Alright, see how that turned out. Well, that looks pretty good. Just finishing off the keyway. Which is pretty good. Still needs a little bit off the side. And that fits. Nice fit too. Good. Okay, what's left? Thin the blank down to 10mm. It's currently 11, and reduce the blank to 35.5 mill. Alright, so both those operations have got to be done on the milling machine with the universal compound slide, or universal compound. Alright, see you there. I'm just reducing the thickness of the blank. It's about 10.8. I've got to get down to 10. Still a little bit under just here. What's the size? 10.69. Yep, 10.3. I forgot to engage or fit. I forgot to fit the carriage stop. Okay, beautiful. I can now dismount this, take the faceplate out, find my 10mm arbor, which went down behind the back of the bench. So I've got to pull a few things out of the way to get to that, and then mount it up and reduce it down to the whatever size this thing is, 55mm or something. No, 45. Is that right? Yep, 45. Alright, leave it with me. The blank is currently at 57 and we've got to get it down to 45.6. So 46 for the moment. It's 11mm, so 5.5 off the radius. So that's 1.5 off the radius. I'll bring you back later. Okay, we're down to 46.8. Got to get to 45.6. 46.6, 46.8 is 1.2. 1.2, half of that is 0.6. 45.7.1 to go. Just clean that up on the way back. Let's see how we went. Okay, 45.58. Spot on. Okay, that's the gear blank down to size. Take this out of the spindle. I wonder if I can get that blank off, because it's pretty hot. It's taken me a while to do this because of the amount of heat that's in all this. No. It's amazing how well the super glue hangs on. I am suitably impressed with that. Alright, I'll take it out and put it in the vise and take the blank off the arbor. Catch you later. You know, this morning I came out, I started work setting this thing up, and I needed my digital calipers. I spent a good 2 minutes, if not more, looking for that silly pair of digital calipers. That's what happens when you get old. You forget you do things. Anyhow, I've got this set up. The tail stand doesn't move on a screw adjustment like X, Y and Z. It's, you bring it up, get it roughly into place, and then you lock it down, fix it down. So it's in place. I've got the shaft moving nice and free. I just check to make sure I tightened. Yep. When you first have this just nipped up, make sure that the block is sitting, because that's slightly larger. That was an 8mm slot with a 7mm bolt, so there is some vertical movement. So make sure it's sitting on the rest. So it's nicely in place. All I have to do now is line this up with the center point on the gear blank. Now the gear blank I marked, I put a square off the base, came up, there's a washer against that blank, so those two black lines is the washer, measures across 20mm, 10mm is the central position, and hence the blank is being marked with the 20mm spot, or 10mm spot, middle position. All I have to do now is make sure this is in the right, lined up with the centre, and block this up. And you're in the way, so I'll have to move you out of the way so I can get in there, and we'll start cutting the first. Well, this is a toothed belt pulley, but this is the first gear, pulley, whatever, that I've set up on the Gingery Mill, and also this is the first time I've used the jig here to set this all up. And when I put you on the other side, I'm going to put you on the other side, so just bear with me. Okay, this is only half the depth, 0.5, so I'll go the next depth. A little bit rough in the start here, because I noticed when I tightened the nut that was flexing too much. The drill as a pin works, but it's not ideal. Yeah. I need another nut in here to lock that tension in place, because it's moving. And I don't have a second nut in there. I thought I did. Okay, I'll bring you back. But it works. Stopped on the wrong side of the plank. Have to remember to when I go back and then turn for the next tooth, I have to remember to back out far enough so that on the back swing it doesn't catch the gear, the pulley, tooth pulley. Alright, let's review what we've done. This will work, but there is a number of problems that I've got to overcome and also educate myself on. one of the major problems is this tooth here. A good part of it is missing. What had happened was when I cut it, when I pushed it back to reset it for the next tooth, I didn't clear the sweep of the cutter, and I pushed this into the cutter and took about a third of the tooth off. But that's all right. I checked it in the belt, and there's the belt has just under has about 13, 14 teeth engagement. So there's 12 others to carry the job. So this will do the job. But under the magnifiers, I can see that the cut is slightly sawtooth looking, and it's because of the cutter. The cutter is slightly out. It's not much. I had to use magnifiers and know that I was looking for it, but I noticed that the cutter wasn't ground evenly, so that gave me a slight sawtooth looking tooth. Now some of these have got good crowns, nice wide crowns on them like they're supposed to. Others are a bit sharp. That's to do, I think, with the timing using this jig. I think I've said I'm going to set up a spring-loaded arrangement plunger, which will be better than the 2mm drill bit that I was using. But there still will be an amount of movement. It needs a break, and what I was doing, I was tightening this back nut. But the problem with tightening the nut on this shaft is you get a slight movement in the gear as you tighten it. Yes, you have a second spanner on the other side, but there's a bit of play in the spanner. You don't have it over hard enough, well, not hard enough, but up against the nuts tight enough, so when you tighten it, it doesn't move. There's too much. I need something else, maybe a hole with a little brass plug and a wing nut bolt arrangement to clamp down on the shaft without relying on these nuts and washers. So that's something I've got to look at. This jig worked well. It did the job, but like I said, it has a couple of shortcomings. But this will get me out of trouble. End of story. It will work, and I might make another one. I know what I'm like. If it works, leave it alone. But I know I have a bit of work on this cutting guide, pulley cutting guide, gear, what did I call it? Gear cutting arbor. I know I still have a bit of work to do on that, but it's got me out of trouble. Okay, cheers. This is the new pulley, tooth belt pulley. It's fitted. I've just screwed this back on again. Same screws. Threads are good. It may have been last time I put it on, which was when I did the aluminium pulley down here. I may not have tightened it up tight enough. Anyhow, it's plates back on. Screws are in. Tightened up tight. The new pulley's fitted, and it works. Screeching sound is because I have metal gearbox gears. It originally had plastic, but I bought those and replace them. So that's the big screeching noise. We'll just load her up and see what it's like. So it works. It may not have been the prettiest pulley, but it is the first tooth belt pulley I made, so it works. Just got to put all the change gears and the motor housing over the back. You can just see it over here, the motor housing. All that's got to go back on. There's not much work. And then we're back in business again with the lathe. Righto.